All right, I want to remind you before we get into the prices here, we did have an overnight export sale. They've been really lacking here for the last couple of weeks, and well, we finally got one this morning from USDA. It was a sale of soybeans, and it was a sale to China, and they bought 110,000 tons of soybeans. So we'll see if that shakes the bushes and if it'll shake loose a little more business moving forward here. Remember, we had a little bit of a surprise rally here a couple trading sessions ago on the nearby contract. We wondered if there would be something going on like that. There is your confirmation. Now, a lot of times when the announcement comes out, then it's one of those buy the rumor, sell the fact type things. So far today, not the case because everything is hanging on to gains. Let's take a look. Let's go to the corn board here so far. And right now, look at this, 24 and a quarter higher on September. December corn now 24 and a half higher, and now 25 and a half higher at 654 and a half. You know what? That's a new high for the day. In the soybean trade, you have September 29 and three quarters higher at 1556 and three quarters, and November now 23 and a half higher at 1458 and three quarters. Big moves here to start out our Tuesday. Now on the wheat in Chicago, wow, it's getting a little fire under it too. September now 23 higher. We're at 793 and a half per bushel. In Kansas City, you have September gaining 24 and a half cents. That would put it at 889 and three quarters, almost on the high of the day. Minneapolis spring wheat, September 12 higher at $9 and a half cent. Meanwhile, on the cotton market here so far this morning, we still have December down 141 points at 112.73 per pound. Well, I want to bring in Mr. Ben Hushon of the mill in Whitehall, Maryland, and find out what's going on the mid-Atlantic seaboard there for farmers in that area. Ben, always good to talk with you. Give me an update, if you would, on recent rainfall activity and what the farmers are up to this week.
Good morning, Marlin. You know, we've been talking for a little while about a little bit drier July and into August. Now, as we wind towards the end of August, continue to be dry. Scattered thunderstorms rolled through last night. There's a couple areas around us that talked about 4 inches of rain, but a lot of areas got a really nice needed half-inch of rain. So it kind of dropped down in temperatures into the mid-80s, and we're pleased. We'll take a half inch in August anytime they'll send it.
All right, so what's the latest? When we spoke last time, you were talking about the appearance of, I believe it was tar spot, you said was really starting to show up out there. What are you finding out in the fields this time of year as we get closer to harvest?
So, Marlin, that was a real eye-opener. We found that up in York County, Pennsylvania, fairly widespread in the southern end of York County. And then Friday, I think I talked to you Tuesday, then Friday we discovered a couple pockets of it down in Maryland in Harford County. And it's interesting, as I mentioned last week, we're taking a crash course on it because a lot of times when you hear diseases or weeds are moving your way, you have time as an agronomist to study and learn about it. But boy, Mother Nature sure can deliver things quickly. And as we're out looking to see what the gray leaf spot's like, all of a sudden it's as bad as we've seen in pockets, not everywhere, but then out of the blue, here came tar spot. And just that scramble. We don't have airplanes, too many houses in this community. So the scramble trying to get a few helicopters that are around, a little bit of drone applications, and also just to see, is it too late? We've kind of moved into early dents on a lot of our full season corn.
Yeah, I wondered if it would be really too late in the season to get much kick out of, applying anything and throwing the extra money at it right now. Once you get past dent, it doesn't take too long and that corn starts to dry down. I don't know if you're very far along in that starts line or not.
We certainly are. We're still we're in early dent for most, and I know there's exceptions. There's folks planted earlier or shorter season, and that's been the challenge, trying to wrestle with what can we do, next year. And what we're encouraging folks to do right now is get to grower meetings, get out to field days. Last week I talked about gone to some of the farm machinery shows, and that's a whole lot more fun for farmers. But I know in the next few days there's a couple different field days that are happening, and there will be over the next month. And I just encourage farmers, get out to these field days, learn what's going on. I know we're having one tomorrow, and I know Pennsylvania 4R Alliance is having one, and next week there's some more coming to Eastern Shore of Maryland. But wherever you're at, there's always things coming at us that Mother Nature's throwing. And I just encourage, there's a lot of work goes into these field days. Get out and see if you can learn 2 or 3 things to improve your farm.
Very important continuing education for the farmers out there before it gets incredibly busy during harvest. Good point. Thank you, Ben, for talking with us. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland. I'll be back in a moment and run through your livestock trade coming up next.